All right, as you guys can tell, this video is going to be about Safuu version 2. Now, is there even Safuu version 2 yet? No, of course not. We're just in the very early stages of talking about it, but Revive is going to be launching in a week, so everybody's really excited about that. And but now we're talking about Safuu version 2, which would be a separate token from Safuu version 1, because Safuu version 1 can never be changed or shut down or anything like that, because the contract is renounced and the liquidity is locked for 12.5 years. So nothing can be changed on Safuu version 1. So if we did create a version 2, it would just be a separate token that would perhaps help version 1, or maybe version 1 could help it in some way, because we do still have the SIF that we can do stuff with from version 1 if it's still being, purchased and traded. Anyways, let's get into it. Maisie wrote, why are we still talking about just buyback and burn? It is not going to help in the long term. Implementation of the council's proposals is much better for the long term. All right, let's get to the version 2 stuff. I'm just happy to see people are actually here. Yeah, the Safuu Discord has been popping off. It's been great. Ted was saying Safuu is perfect as it is. There's no point trying to deplete its entire liquidity pool when all we have done is worked on creating utilities for it. Because in essence, if we did do a version 2, it would deplete some of the liquidity, not all of it. Legendary of the Nathan responded to him and said, well, taxes suck, but can't change that. But that's where Revive comes in. And Mr. No Fame said, give and take, higher taxes, but smaller supply because of it. And Legendary of the Nathan said, that's true, good point, ever-growing fire pit. And Mr. No Fame said, Revive will be great for Safuu, depleting supply while getting more eyes on it, like before. And then there's AMAs coming. Greek is going to be doing an AMA soon for Revive. I didn't have that many screenshots today, so it shouldn't take me too long to get through this. All right, here we go. The King X said, deplete the liquidity pool and merge the community into a V2 would be with no doubt the best solution. Most likely 80% would agree, because we would take a huge loss, but still in the future we would have better structure, a better tax structure, a new fresh start with strong community. But I'm not in charge, so nothing I can do about it. Just giving my opinion. If we were taking this path, so it's better to promote Revive instead of Safuu, because what we need is to generate volume and Revive to grow Safuu. No point promoting Safuu at this stage when Revive gives us better options in order to grow. I just hope the council takes the right calls. For me, either way is fine, because I'm massive up in Safuu and I bought at 1 penny. But for those who invest and are in a loss, I hope we find ways to spike the price up. If that was confusing to you, it was a little bit to me. So I asked him, I said, maybe Safuu version 2 could be a side token to support version 1. Is that what you're saying? Because that would be awesome. And he responds, he does respond to me. He says, it's the opposite. We would use the version 1 to support the version 2. The version 1 is still tradable with a liquidity pool of around 1 million. It would still be deflation because of the tax and the SIF we would use to support the V2. So yeah, people would still be trading version 1. And so that SIF would still be collecting some of that tax revenue. And I guess he's saying that tax revenue could be helped to boost up version 2 in some way. And version 2, obviously, the benefit would be, they're saying we could put it on the Vulcan blockchain. They're saying it would have low taxes. They're saying we could maybe sacrifice our Safuu from version 1 for version 2, so it would use up some of the liquidity we have in Safuu, but not all of it, maybe about half of it. And let's see. So King X was saying something that he was saying yesterday that I didn't understand. He said Revive would support the new V2. We would get 3 different tokens with different tokenomics, but they would support each other. Safuu V2 could become a net with multiple sources of income. So Revive would support the new V2. We would get 3 different tokens. Okay, he's talking about Safuu version 1, Safuu version 2, and Revive. Those would be the 3 tokens he's talking about. And I guess both of them would feed into version 2. Although Revive is already hard, I think it's hard-coded to feed into version 1, so. Legendary of the Nathan responded, currently the only guaranteed thing is that Revive is launching. We started an audit this morning on the contract. Elliot mentioned about a week until launch. Everything else is discussion on regarding a V2. There's much that will have to be considered going into those decisions. But we are going to be talking about it. V2, SS21 said V2 is the new buyback and burn. Legendary the Nathan said we have to figure out first how much liquidity can be pulled out before this could be a consideration. I think he goes on to say, I think I'll wait on that one for now. LOL. Elliot is actively working on figuring out about the liquidity question. And this is odd. I didn't really understand this. But Legendary the Nathan was saying that he agreed with it. SS21 said, if we can find a way to turn Safuu into Revive tokens without selling it, there's no need for V2. We can take advantage of Revive lower tax. And Legendary the Nathan said, I brought that up to Elliot also. I don't really obviously it would be converting our Safuu into Revive. I just don't know if there would be much point to that, because the whole point of Safuu is that it's deflationary. Revive is not deflationary. It's appreciatory. I don't know if that's a word. And then from my video that I put out yesterday, my Revive video, my very first video that's ever had a thumbnail, it only got 200 views so far. But anyways, I'm gonna try another thumbnail today. Well, you know this. Anyways, Mark said, anyone buying Safuu that doesn't expect a greater than 30% gain should not buy. Safuu should be 10x by now. Let the council work, let Vulcan launch. I just don't trust contract change. If they can use the SIF and create a new token for Vulcan that can support Safuu, go for it. If they need money to do a pre-sale and not steal liquidity and sacrifice, yes, the taxes suck, but this contract is safe and works. Those taxes feed the fire pit and the SIF. He makes some good points. And I just wrote to him, I said, the original Safuu can't be changed. So if we were to sacrifice our Safuu for a version 2, the original Safuu would continue working for the next 12.5 years, just like it has been. It would just have 1 million liquidity instead of 2 million. So really all we can do is create a separate token and call it Safuu version 2. And it could support Safuu version 1 in some way. We can create a whole ecosystem around Safuu. So, and then one more, this was another comment I got, and I don't really know anything about Pulse Chain, so if you guys want to if you guys can enlighten me in the comments maybe, but this person said, hi, just an idea, if we go with Safuu version 2, why not do a kind of fork approach like Pulse, where the current Safuu holders will have both current bags in BSC and Vulcan chain? That will give a boost to current holders and bring new ones. And I don't really know what, how Pulse works and whatnot. So if anybody could dumb that down for me, I just told that person I would read their message. All right. So, and Safuu is holding at 16 cents. It actually went down quite a bit. That's, let me see what is, let me see what BNB is doing. BNB is only down 0.3. No, it's down 3%. It's down 3%. So why did Safuu go down so much? Safuu went down from 16.7 down to 16.1, almost 16.2. We've had 6.7 thousand volume in the last 24 hours, and 70% of that were sells. But still, usually sells don't have that much of an effect, so I don't know why we're down like that. Anyways, guys, that is my Safuu video for today. So Safuu version 2 is being talked about, and it's going to be exciting to see where that leads. And it'll be exciting to see what happens with Safuu, because Safuu version 1 isn't going anywhere. No matter what we do, if we come up with a version 2, version 1's still going to be there. And also, if we all sacrifice our Safuu, that means the price of Safuu version 1 is going to go down to next to nothing, and then people are going to buy up that dip again. So then it's going to be the same story all over again. People are going to be, having fun with Safuu version 1 again, even though we're in version 2 now. So I don't know how many people will want to sacrifice for version 2 actually now. It'll be something to think about. There'll have to be some strong incentive to go to version 2, which I'm sure, the community will be supportive of it. Maybe half of them will be. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna keep the discussion going. I think it's exciting. It'll keep the talk going in Discord. And anything that keeps talk going in Discord, I like. So if you guys can, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Oliver78900. And if you can comment and subscribe, I always appreciate it. But you don't have to. All right. Thanks, guys.